Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of these four designs. I put this together in four different layouts to kind of give you some either symmetry or some like S-curves to the design, and I've also done one with the center blank in case you do want to put it over your elbow, and the center filled in with words in case you want to put that over your elbow. Because I don't really think that the skin on your elbow would hold up over time for some of the intricate line work to still be legible, but if you wanted to still have it centered over your elbow, you could put this empty ring on these bottom two designs, centered on your elbow, and put in whatever designs you wanted in here, and it wouldn't affect the translation because it's not part of the translation. You can just kind of decorate that how you want. But this would be a question for your tattoo artist who knows better than I how things would last on an elbow, because I've seen elbow tattoos like the spider webs and stuff. Most of them radiate around the elbow and don't really have anything crossing over that kind of flexible stretchy skin. But yeah, so these two designs are kind of to go over the elbow, or you can put them wherever you want. These two designs are a bit more compact. This one I'm imagining kind of like mine is, just right on the top of your forearm. And this one here, I'm imagining more on an upper shoulder, kind of wrapping around up here. So let's go ahead and get to how these designs say what they say. They all start with this little shape here. And this little shape is our start marker and our orientation marker. And that tells you where to start reading and which direction counterclockwise is. And because that shape exists, you can do whatever you want to this design. So you can rotate it, you can flip it, you can mirror it, whatever you want, and you can still figure out where to start reading it. Because, oh, there's the start marker here, we're going to read it this way. Because the letters themselves don't have an orientation, so like if you imagine a P and a B and a D, those are all the same shape, they're just different orientations. And in the script, that wouldn't matter. A P would be the same as a D, it would be the same as a B, just doesn't matter because it's the same line attached to a circle. So, let's go ahead and get to reading the letters themselves. If you look above me, there's a grid, and that grid, it shows mostly the consonants in that big grid above me, and the different rows are the different letter stems. So the top row is a horseshoe-shaped stem. If you see this horseshoe shape, that's going to be in the top row, and this horseshoe has 1, 2, 3 dots, so that's going to be the letter D because it's in the 3-dot column. Or this horseshoe has 1 dot, and that's used as a space or a placeholder. So this is a space, then a word, then a space, then a word, then a space, then a word, then a space. And that's how I put a couple of words going around the outside of this circle. And reading order is bottom counterclockwise, and you can spiral inwards. So starting at the bottom, read this word, then this word, then this word. Well, there's a little word here, and then this word. And then you go around and read all of these before getting into these. So that's why that one's read like that. This one is read like it's not a gene period. You just need to find someone, and then here's an empty space, to be brave for. And then this one is it's not a gene period. You just need someone to be brave for. So this you just need someone is done pretty much the same. And all of these, it's just, and a gene is the same, so it's not a gene. You just need someone to be brave for. It's not a gene. You just need someone to be brave for. So let's go ahead and get to the letter by letter. So on the its, we have an I. I's are little guys, they're vowels with a line going inwards toward the center of our word circle. Then a T is this shallow divot shape, like somebody took a bite out of a cookie. An apostrophe is a double line going from word circle to sentence circle, and then this S has 1, 2, 3 lines sticking off of it. Yes, this thick one, I know, is just a circle, but because it ends both here and it ends here, it counts twice. And line modifiers count where they end on a letter stem. So this would be 1, 2, 3 lines on this shallow divot. So there's the its. And then if we look at this one, same thing. Starting at the bottom, going counterclockwise, I, T apostrophe S. This one, starting here, I, T apostrophe S. This one, I, T apostrophe S. So, yeah. Now let's go to this word. I did an artistic thing of I made this in the negative just to add a little bit of depth. It very well could be done like this, just with some lines erased. These would have to go away. because this N needs to have only and exactly one line. I just felt like this adds a little bit of visual contrast to the design, and makes it look a bit more three-dimensional. Plus, as the word not, having that written in the negative is kind of cool. I apologize for the mowing noises. Hopefully you can still hear me. But yeah, so N with one line, O internal, and a T is a shallowed of it with no modifiers. So here's the N-O-T. This is the same, N-O-T, N-O-T. And it's important that I have this little line here showing that this is part of this word, because this little vowel, it looks like it could go either way, but because it's closer here, we know that this A is part of this word circle. So A word circle is the word Here's our there's our and these are all done exactly the same, so I'm not going to go through all of them. But a G is a horseshoe shape with one line on it. So it's important that this line ends on the thin one up here. Then our E, and then our N with one line, and then another E. So there's Gene. So Gene, Gene, Gene. And then this little guy going around the outside of all of that is our sentence circle. It's where we put punctuation, like this period here. So that's the period at the end of the it's just a Gene period. It's just a Gene. It's just a Gene period. Okay. So let's go ahead and read this circle, which I'll only go through once because it's all done exactly the same and all of the variations. Whoa, I'm missing a line. There should be a line right here. Where'd it go? I'll just grab it from here. I'm confused. Because this line here got oh, it was when I got rid of the line behind the period. Okay, that's when I accidentally deleted it. Okay. Surely this will line up. I must have changed the scale a little bit. We're just gonna add another line. Yippee, it's why we spell check. Because we need that word circle, so that way we can tell that it's a Y. Okay, there's that one. Let's get this one fixed up. Yippee. Okay, cool. Yay! Okay, now we can read it. So here we have our word circle going around this big ol' arc. And a Y crosses that word circle with two dots. So that's the Y with two dots, O internal, and then a U with a line outside. So this slight spacing of this not being exactly in line with this is important, so that way we have a O before the U. And then there's that horseshoe with one dot for the space. So Y-O-U space. A J has nothing ending on it. It's important that this line doesn't end on the circle and instead ends on the vowel. And then we have this S and T stacked. And it's important that this one is thicker than this one, because when you have two different letters stacked together like this, you need to have two different line thicknesses. And you read thin to thick. So this thin one is going to be read first, and that's the S, and this thick one is the T. So that's just, and then space, and then N with one line on it here, which we need to have connect up. There we go. N, E, E, Horseshoe with 3 dots is a D. Oh, I haven't talked about vowels. Vowels are smaller circles. Their positions determine what vowel they are, and an E is centered on the line of our word circle, or it's centered inside of our consonants. And then an A is external, an O is internal, an I has a line inwards, and a U has a line outwards. That's the difference between the vowels. And then a D is a horseshoe with 3 dots. Here's the space. T, shallow divot, no modifiers. O, internal, and then a space, so 2. And then this, let's go over there. Okay, 1, 2, 3 lines on this horseshoe for the F. I with a line inwards, and then one horseshoe shape with 1, 2, 3, 4 total dots for an ND. So find space, S with 3 lines, O internal, 1, 2, 3 lines on the M, E centered, O internal, N with 1 line E. So there's someone here. So if we look at the other ones, Y extra dot, where did you come from? Alright, YOU space JUST space NEED space TO space FIND space SOMEONE. Find someone? Okay, cool. Now let's go to this one. Y with 2 dots, O, U with a line outwards, space JUST space NEE. 3 dots on the D. TO space FIND, 4 dots on the ND, space SOMEONE. Find someone. Cool. And then this one here, we have 2 dots on the Y, O, U, space, J, U, S, T, space, N, E, D, space, T, O, space, F, I, N, D with 4 dots, S, O, M, E, O, N, E. Okay, cool. So then the middle here for these guys is the same. We have a shallow divot for the T and an O attached to it. So when consonants and vowels are together like that, you read the consonant before the vowels. So that's a T and then an O. B, E, B, R, A, V, E. R has 3 dots there. A is outside. V has 1 line. E is centered. F has 1, 2, 3 lines. O is attached to the F, R. So that's to be brave for it. Here's the period at the end of that sentence. And then here's the T, O, B, E, B, R, A, V, E, F, O, R. And then the period. This one, I don't have a sentence circle going around it. This is just line modifiers coming from the F. I guess there's a little sentence circle here. That's why I don't have the period at the end of this one. But we have the T, O, B, E, B, R, A, B, E. 1, 2, 3 lines of the F, O, R. And then here's the T, O, B, E, B, R, A, B with 1 line, E. 4, 1, 2, 3 lines on the F, O, R. And then this is the period. That little guy there. So yeah, those are those designs. Hope you like them and I hope one of them works for you.